Alright guys, today we're making a Bijou. It is one of our house cocktails. It's been on our menu since our opening. It is a riff on a classic Bijou, which is gin, sweet vermouth, and green chartreuse. Our version is going to have orange bitters. We'll have Bonal, Genepe, and London dry gin. It is a stirred cocktail, so we'll build in our mixing glass. That being said, we're going to go ahead and get this started. We'll use 2 dashes of orange bitters. And the way we build the cocktail is in the order of operations, so the cheapest ingredient to the most expensive ingredient. From now, it will be 1 ounce of Bonal. Bonal is it's a French cordial. It is very similar to that of Amaro and sweet vermouth. It's going to have the bitterness of Amaro, but the floral component of sweet vermouth. Now, a 1/2 ounce of Genepe. Genepe is an alpine floral liqueur. It is based on sage as the predominant ingredient, so it's very floral and slightly bitter. Both of these kind of take into effect of the green chartreuse and the sweet vermouth aspect to the original cocktail. Now we're going to add 1.5 ounces of London dry gin. London dry is going to be one of the higher proof gin styles. It's also going to be slightly more floral than the average gin, so just keep that in mind. Now, in keeping true to the order of operations, we'll get our garnish set up. So in this case, it's going to be a grapefruit peel. We never want the garnish to touch anything other than the jigger, really. It should be on an elevated surface. It just keeps the cocktail clean and it keeps your area looking nice. In this case, we will go ahead and get our glassware. It'll be a Nick and Nora, so it is a smaller version of a martini glass. This cocktail is meant to be sipped on and enjoyed throughout the period of an evening. Now, because this cocktail does have a very floral aperitif as a base, this is a great cocktail to begin the dinner with. This kind of stimulates your appetite and gets the meal going. So at this point in time, we'll grab our glassware. In the step of order of operations, we then ice our glassware. In this case, it does not need any, so we're gonna ice our cocktail. Now, when shaking a cocktail versus stirring a cocktail, you want your ice to completely cover the top of the mixing glass. As for a shaking cocktail, because you more often than not add air and water into it, you don't need as much ice because you're applying a lot of pressure. Now, we will stir the cocktail. The idea when stirring is just to push the ice. We don't want to jostle the ice or jostle the liquid. We just want to add water into it, not air. So when holding it, always hold it at the base. It is the thickest part of the glass. We don't want to hold anything above that because then we transfer our body heat to the cocktail. We don't want to serve a warm cocktail. That's why we have our glassware chilled, and we try and follow our order of operations to a T. Now, we know the cocktail is done when the ice has completely been engulfed by the liquid itself. So we'll keep it going. You want to stir an average of about 30 to 35 times, but just keep in mind, it's just how fast you do stir the cocktail. If you're in a rush, what you always can do is take 1 ice cube, crack it in your hand. A cube that is broken up into pieces dissolves a lot easier than a larger cube itself, so it's kind of just a little trick to get the cocktail to dilute faster. From here, we'll then strain the cocktail. At this point, we always want to stop at the very top. So there we are. It finishes up. We then clean our work area. That way we can get ready for the next round of cocktails. At this point, you'll introduce the garnish to the cocktail. Grapefruit is a naturally bitter fruit. It has a lot of thiols to it, so don't rub the garnish around the rim. You just make the cocktail overly bitter. Keeping that in mind, we do have a lot of bitter components to the cocktail, so you want it to be as fresh and bright as possible. At this point, we'll manicure the cocktail and finish up with the garnish. Give it a light little twist for presentation. there you go, a little Bijou.